Hey everyone, this is Bola Shokumbi. I'm the founder and CEO of Clever Girl Finance, and I'm also the author of the Clever Girl Finance book series. Welcome to Clever Girl Finance TV. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about starting over and improving your finances. And I'm going to be sharing key tips if you need to start over as it relates to your mindset, your relationships, and your money. And keep in mind that if you are starting over, there is absolutely no shame, right? It is okay to start over. You can start over 100 times if you need to. The key here is to ensure that you keep making progress. So if you need to start over, I'm going to be sharing some key tips, starting with key tips for your mindset. So the first mindset adjustment you need to make when it comes to starting over is to drop the perfectionism. A lot of times we try to do things perfectly, and because we can't do things perfectly exactly the way we think it should be done, we don't do those things at all, and we end up not making any progress, right? And so one thing to keep in mind as you start over is that done is better than perfect, and there's no perfectionism when it comes to success. When you look at all the successful people that you admire, they have made tons of mistakes. They have done things as best as they could, and they let go of the idea of being perfect. And that's the first thing you need to do when it comes to making the mindset adjustment to starting over. The next thing you want to do when it comes to making your mindset adjustment is to stop the self-sabotage. This is when you do things fully knowing that they're going to impact your progress. For example, paying your bills late when you have the money in your bank account, or delaying taking action on a goal that has a time or a deadline associated to it when you have the free time to get that goal done right now. And so self-sabotage sometimes comes from fear. It comes from us not wanting to or feeling comfortable in our comfort zone, not wanting to step outside of our comfort zone. But we have to really stop and be objective and say, what am I doing to myself? How is this preventing me from achieving my goal? How is this blocking my path from being able to start over? And once you put that in perspective, it'll help you really avoid that self-sabotage. The third mindset shift you need to make is to embrace change. When you're starting over with your life, with your finances, when you're trying to accomplish a big goal or do things differently, you're going to have to be open to change. And sometimes change is uncomfortable, but change is worthwhile, especially if that change allows you to make progress and helps you take those steps towards achieving your goals. Mindset adjustment number 4 is to face your fears. There's nothing that you want to accomplish in your life, nothing that you want to do in life that does not come with a fear. There's so many things that scare me, the fear of unknown, the fear of failure, the fear of being embarrassed, but we all have to embrace those fears and know that they are part of the journey. And one really great piece of advice a friend gave me years ago was that when I feel afraid, when I feel fear and it's holding me back from taking the steps I need to take towards my goals, I should pull my fear aside and say, hey, listen, fear, I know you're here, but you have to sit down in the back and you have to be quiet. And that really helped me. And so that little mindset shift, that mindset self-talk can help you with overcoming your fears. What's the worst thing that can happen if you go past your fears, if you step beyond your fears? It's never really that bad. And the fifth mindset shift you want to take is to practice gratitude. It is really important to be grateful for what you have and where you are and the lessons that you have learned so that you can reflect on where you are, let the negativity go, and move forward with a positive mindset. And this is really important when it comes to starting over, because the way you think about how you want to start over is really important to the outcome, right? When you do start over and you start to take the steps that you need to take. So it's important to practice gratitude so you can move forward as you start over with a positive mindset. So we've talked about mindset adjustments you need to make when you're starting over. The next thing you want to take a look at is your relationships. And there's certain steps, there's certain changes with relationships that you may need to make as you work on starting over. So let's talk about those. So one really important thing is to have accountability, or at least have somebody in your corner who is rooting for you. So you want to find someone that you trust, that you can talk to about starting over and what you want to accomplish. And even if that person is not in your immediate surroundings, maybe you can find that person through an online community that is a safe space and has people that you trust. And that's a great thing about today's age of the internet and social media, is that you can leverage it for good things like this, like finding an accountability partner or finding a support group of people that will keep you grounded and motivated as you start over and work on achieving your goals. Another thing when it comes to relationships is that you want to make space to shift your circle of influence, right? The people you surround yourself with have a direct and also an indirect impact on the progress you make in your life. So if you assess your current circle of influence and you find that there are people who are just not supportive, they're not helping you stay grounded, they're derailing your progress, they're not encouraging you on your journey of starting over, it's time to shift your circle of influence. It's time to determine how much time you can spend with other people who are going to motivate you and empower you, and find ways to spend less time with the people who are not helping you move forward. By the way, if you are enjoying this video, I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel and be sure to follow us on Instagram at clevergirlfinance. You can also stop by clevergirlfinance.com. We update our blog every single day with brand new articles. You can check out the Clever Girls Know podcast, and you can check out our over 30 plus completely free courses. So let's get back to this video. So we've talked about mindset adjustments, we've talked about relationships, and now we want to talk about finances, right? And the first step to starting over with your finances is to forgive yourself for your past money mistakes. In order to forgive yourself for your mistakes, the first thing you want to do is assess what went wrong, right? What was the mistake? What happened? How did it make you feel? Look back and really understand how the mistake happened, what it was, and what are the lessons that you can learn from this mistake. The next step of forgiving yourself is really understanding where you stand now with your finances. Yes, the mistake happened, or the mistakes happen, and you are here with your financial situation, but where do you currently stand? What do you owe? What do you own? Where do you want to get to? You want to assess your current financial situation. And the third thing you want to do is take the lessons, apply them to taking the next steps with your progress to achieving your financial goals, and vow to take ownership of your life and your finances. Yes, those mistakes happen, but guess what? You learned lessons that you can apply to your future success. And now you're going to be really intentional about trying to avoid those mistakes. Obviously, we all will still continue to make mistakes. We cannot avoid mistakes, but we can be mindful, right? And be aware of certain mistakes that we don't need to make. So vow to be more intentional about your life and the steps that you take and your finances overall, so that you can avoid those mistakes that you made in the past. And finally, when it comes to starting over, once you have forgiven yourself for those mistakes and you've taken the lessons and you're ready to move forward, you want to create a financial plan. And creating a financial plan means setting your financial goals. What do you want to accomplish in the short term, in the midterm, in the long term? It means creating a budget, you telling your money what to do, right? And it also means finding opportunities to increase or expand your income if possible. And that could revolve around finding a better paying job, asking for a raise, getting a part-time job to supplement your income, or even starting a side hustle. And within your financial plan, you want to also create plans to pay down debt, to save for the long term, and that would include investing, and also to create a backup for yourself through making sure that you have the right health and life insurance. And we have articles on the Clever Girl Finance website that cover every single one of the topics to creating a financial plan, and our 30 plus completely free courses also will walk you through each of these elements and more to help you create your own financial plan. So when it comes to starting over, there is no shame. Sometimes we all just need to start over, right? But you have to start by first adjusting your mindset, assessing your relationships, forgiving yourself for your mistakes, and then creating a plan. And once you create that financial plan or even your life or career plan, then it's time to work the plan. So build your plan into your calendar, set reminders, set checkpoints so that you can start to work your plan and see the progress as you start over. So are you starting over? What steps do you plan to take? I would love to know. Please share in the comments below. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and if you have, please subscribe to this channel. Tell all your best girlfriends about Clever Girl Finance. Stop by our website at clevergirlfinance.com to check out our 30+ completely free courses. Check out the Clever Girls Know podcast, and also follow us on Instagram at Clever Girl Finance. I'll talk to you soon.